Balls are thin. All right, guys. Injuries. Devontae Harris had a knee sprain. He never came back. That's all I got now.
Kyle, you didn't probably make the analytics community real happy with your decision there on the first drive. What was your thinking behind that?
By not going for it?
Yes.
Just how long of a drive it was. I thought it was closer to 2 yards than 1. They have a pretty good run defense there, and when you go that long of a drive, if we would have came out with no points, I thought that would have just given them a lot of momentum and got them going. So I wanted to go for it bad. It was hard for me not to.
When you called the timeout, was it a look that you saw that forced you to call that timeout?
Yeah, it gave me a little more. I called the play, I thought, more out of emotion, and the longer I got to think about it, I just didn't think it was the smartest decision. I wanted to take the points and make sure we got 3 out of it.
Two weeks in a row with just obscenely long drives to start the game. I know you're not necessarily planning it that way, but what is it doing for your team in terms of maybe setting a physical tone?
I think it does a lot. It's hard to go on those long drives. That's why I wanted to score so bad at the end. We've been running the ball pretty consistently, but I think that had to do with third down also. Like when you don't get a big play, but you're running it consistently and you keep making the third downs, that you expect to eventually get in. And I thought we did a real good job at that, but we didn't get the third down there inside the 5.
Did you kind of feel like if you gave the Jaguars that opportunity to stop you, that the complete momentum changes and that you could at least just kind of...
Yeah, for it to be to take the whole first quarter, it seemed like, I think there was like a minute left on the clock, to take that whole quarter if we wouldn't have came out with any points. I realized once I called the play, I called it because I wanted to, and in terms of like with your emotion in your heart, and sometimes you got to use your brain too. And so,
in your ear, were you talking, were you discussing?
no, usually it's crickets in those situations, because I think everyone feels the same, but you never know what's the right answer till after it.
This game had all the makings of a trap game with the short week and the cross country and the early start. What does it say about your team that you put together the stretch you have the last 7 days, especially after the Arizona loss?
I get that's what everyone expects. We didn't expect that. I don't feel like we've ever been that way. I think we've been good on the road. I think we've been good going to the East Coast. We knew how much our backs were against the wall before that Rams game, and we also know that meant nothing if we couldn't win today. So I get how it looks, but I don't think it was very hard to get the guys' attention and ready to play. When we know how that felt when we were losing games, we know how much better it felt versus the Rams, and we didn't want that to end today.
Can I go back to what you just said? You don't know the right answer until after. So do you feel like that was the right answer?
It's better than the wrong answer. I know the wrong answer is when you get 0 points. So at least we were halfway there. And if it would have been closer, I think I would have done it. But, I wanted it to be a yard or inside a yard, and I think it was closer to 2 from what I saw.
Kyle, you said when a lot of people were somewhat up in arms about Josh Norman after the Arizona game, you liked the way he actually made plays and liked the way he was playing. Obviously, it must feel good about your decision to stick with him. But how big is that? Turnovers haven't come a lot for you, but he's been a guy that consistently has created some plays.
Well, yeah, he's done it his whole career, and everyone knows Josh has played at a high level. I think he had close to an MVP year back when he was with Carolina and stuff. So he's been one of the better corners in this league for a while. And yes, he's towards the end where it changed a little bit, but the guy still plays the same way. He is a physical guy who loves playing football. He gives it everything he has, and he's the best I've seen it going for the ball with the peanut punch and everything. He gets us in practice all the time. He's gotten everyone in the league for a long time, and it's cool when he gets the opportunities and he's by the ball. He gets that ball out a very high percentage of the time, and I'm glad guys were running to it, and Fred got on it, right? I think, yeah, it was a huge momentum for us to get on that ball.
Did you ever, just after that, did you ever have to talk with him, or was it just understood? He lost his school, it was a mistake, and you move on? Did you ever have some meeting with him?
Yeah, I talked to him the next day about it. And he knows what he did wrong on it, and that was his first one here. I think it was the first one on our team, which we don't want any, and that is a big deal. But I also wasn't going to be over dramatic and make an example of someone who had just done it for the first time.
Was your plan ahead of the game to make Debo a running back in the game, or was it just kind of how the game evolved?
We plan on giving him some throughout the game. We usually do. And usually when things work, you come back to them. And we had a couple different things with it and some play actions I think that we got in the third quarter. I think one off of it, but I mean, when he runs the ball that well, it's pretty impressive to have. I think he had almost 10 yards of carry and 8 runs, and his longest was 24. Usually when a receiver does that, it's because they have one like 70-yarder, and Debo was extremely efficient. He got everything and more on those looks, and I think he had one real bad look that he protected the ball and got down.
And then making Trent Williams eligible.
Yep.
Almost.
Almost. It was. I was prepared if he scored for a penalty, which I warned him not to. But yeah, it was close. He did a good job. I thought he got tugged a little bit. I know he did. He was calling for it, but it just wasn't there.
What have you learned about your team the last couple of weeks coming back after that Arizona game?
I mean, after that Arizona game, though, it was pretty low because we were real embarrassed and how we looked. And when we watched the tape, we saw a lot of stuff that we felt we could fix. It wasn't as discouraging as it felt during that game, and I was happy with the guys that instead of getting discouraged, they kept it real and just watched the tape and saw the stuff that we can improve on. And I feel like credit to the guys and some of the coaches that they didn't get down when it's easy to get down. They just kept focusing on trying to get better and practicing and just trying to detail stuff up, and I think we've done a better job with that the last 2 weeks.
Did you have a goal for number of carries in this game?
No, I never gave him a goal.
Does it shock you that you were able to get as many?
It does. That's a real good run defense. They commit to the run pretty well. I know that first drive helped out a good amount, and I know us doing good on third down helped out a lot too.
Was part of Debo being so active in the run game the support for Jeff Wilson, just him coming back?
Not really. I mean, it's what we did last week too when Elijah and Jeff were up. And I think we had 4 running backs up last week. He's just good at it, and it causes problems for the defense too when there's a receiver you don't know where he's going to be.
When you look at the games that Brandon Ayuk has had the last few weeks, what does it say about him as a player, just how he's been able to get through the adversity?
I mean, I think it says more about him as a person as anything, because we all know BA's a talented dude, but it takes a lot of stuff to be able to play in this league week in and week out, and he started out behind this year, and I know I rode him hard and his coach did and a lot of us did, and I just thought it was impressive how being younger, being new to this league, and when things aren't going your right way and people are putting pressure on you, not just outside but inside, a lot of guys tend to point the finger and feel sorry for themselves, and which is what worries you. But you got to wait till the off season, almost bring him back. He wasn't like that. He kept working, kept trying to get better, and I know everyone's seen it these last couple of weeks, but you could see it happening in practice too. He didn't always get the results and the targets and stuff, but we don't really plan that. I thought Debo would get more targets today. It just comes out the way it does, and when you got Ayuk out there playing like a true starting player, Debo, Kittle. I think it's the first time we've had those three weeks in a row. I don't know if it's right, but it seems like since in 2 years almost. I don't know if they've ever been out that many times, week after week. So it's been good. And when they're like that, they're out there more consistently. I think we just get better as a whole with the quarterback. Everyone be more consistent.
I know it's not a top goal of yours, but have you and Trent talked about getting him a TD or a catch? And where is that?
He's been talking to me about it since the day I met him. And he's never had one, and he keeps telling me that. And he's probably as good of a tackle as you could ever have to run a route. But it's tough. That's my first time really doing it, and it didn't work. And when you report as eligible, you can't go in the next play. So calling that is somewhat risky. That's why Trent had to come out, and you don't ever want Trent to come out. But I told him he didn't get open like he always promised me he would, so he's got to keep practicing that route.
So who came in when he had to go out?
Compton did.
Compton.
Or Jalen Moore, whichever one was not in at the time.
Take 3 more.
Obviously, you use Kyle, use Debo as a big running in the past, but not so much, obviously, in the backfield, kind of as a true running back. Is his ability to do so not just a function of he's mastered everything else and now he can add that, or is there another reason why last 2 weeks has been so much?
Debo?
Yeah.
I thought he did it last year. He just didn't get to play that much. He was in and out all of last year, but they didn't count it as carries because you catch the ball and you toss it 3 inches to him. but he ran 7 of those versus the Rams last year in the first game, and I think he ran 4 of them the second game, but they all count as passes. But, I mean, he's been running the ball here. We started to realize how good he was, I think, towards the second half of his rookie year. But we haven't tossed him, so he gets more running stats, and he's continuing to get better at it, so we continue to do more.
I think Emmanuel came out of the game late. Is he okay injury-wise?
Oh, yeah, he was all right. Yeah, he was a little shook up on that. We took him out to see if he was all right. He was fine, but we just wanted to get Amory some reps, too.
And Trey Lance was okay on his quarterback sneak?
I assume so. I haven't asked him. Was he limping off or anything?
It was a little slow to go.
All right.
How did you feel doing for him?
I thought he played well. Yeah, he's very efficient. I thought he made the right plays, protected the ball most importantly, did what he had to do for us to win.
All right, thanks, Joe.
All right, guys. Thanks.
kind of look for those opportunities on film where you can do what you did today as far as creating that turnover?
Not really, honestly. My game kind of evolved it in a bit. Not just playing the outside, role as just being a cornerback. I think, you got to put a little bit more into it. You got to be a trench monster, as we call it. You got to look for opportunities and ops. They out all over the field. But I respond by using this and this, and you outthink the player. And if I get 60 ops a game, like somebody gonna be slipping. And so for me, I just look at it like I just go after the ball, but I don't use it as much as I would do power, just precision, really, and just keying in. Somebody's gonna come up slipping sooner or later.
How long have you been working on your punch, and was there a point in your career where you felt like you perfected it?
Probably towards the end of last year. I knew that as long as you play in this game, you never seem to, you keep learning. More and more come to you. I thought, just something that I had in my tool belt that I can just use at any given moment if a situation occurs, but it seems to be, one of the strengths now. And it's kind of cool how, you can see it from time that you played this league in the first beginning as a rookie, third year, fourth year, just going for interceptions, and now it's, towards the back end, like this 10th, 9th year, you looking at it from a force and fumble machine. And so for me, I just thank God for allowing me to be as durable as I have this long and just, making plays.
Do you actually practice punching? I mean, is there a boxing element to your routine that helps you?
No. No, not at all. I just see a play and go and get it.
Kyle said, did you practice it? You do that practice to them as well, though?
I'll be playing. Honestly, I just key in on the ball. Like every time the ball carrier has the ball, I'm not really watching him. I'm watching how the ball actually, moves, and I see it as an opportunity to work on my precision, work on my eyes, key in my target, and then in that maximum opportunity, make a perfect punch. And sometimes, I get it. Seems like most of the time now I'm getting it. More so than not before. And before I was just wild with it. Now I'm just more so precise in what I'm doing.
Josh, the worst loss you guys had this season was against Arizona, and I think because you got, you had the personal foul or whatever that was,
Do you think that was a loss, the personal foul?
Well, you got.
Do you think that was a loss, the personal foul?
The loss?
Yeah.
No, your worst. The team had its worst loss.
Oh.
And because you got benched in that game after that incident, I think a lot of people, you took a lot of heat and a lot of criticism. Some people said, oh, you should be cut, et cetera, et cetera. How did you deal with that criticism and adversity at the time?
George, how did I deal with that?
You look handsome, I'll just say that.
Well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that,
You look
man.
good.
You look
How
sharp,
do you deal
too.
with it?
Yeah, how
Going
did
right back to work.
Okay. There's your answer.
How do you think the defense played overall, is playing overall these last couple of games?
Exceptional. Man, I can't be more happy than those guys. He's playing his, off. Man, I enjoy that play. Him, Fred, the whole, got the boys Tark back there, Jimmy Ward. Man, I was so glad to have him back. And then you got E-Man on the outside. KK having himself a Pro Bowl year, you ask me. The trench monsters up top, up in the front interior and the outside. Man, listen, I think I'm one of them boys when I come downhill, get them fumbles out, for sure. I like to be a part of them because they make our job so much easier. So we just having fun with each other, and it's a joy and a treat, a real treat, an honor to be on this football team, man. And y'all got to show my head coach some love. I've been giving him hell lately. That's my guy.
Josh, what's it like to be on the sideline for as long as you were on the sideline to start this game?
It's amazing feeling, man. When the offense can have another outing of an 18-play drive, I don't even know. 20, I'm sorry. 22. Thank you, George, for your commentary. See, I kind of lose track. I mean, even did a better output than last week. So it tells a story in itself. So now you can have that and then get us out there, we fresh, and we get the ball right back to them. That's a backbreaker, and it's a blow to their morale because now you got to deal with George Kittle and his pancakes and all the guys coming down the field. So it's extremely good feeling for a defense like us.
Thank you, Josh. We got George here for you guys.
Good job, Josh. Well, howdy.
Howdy.
On
Hello.
the other side of the ball, how do you like
Oh, hi.
being out there for 22 plays?
I mean, it's awesome. I needed a break. I got 2 plays off there in the middle, so shout out to Coach Embry for taking me out for 2. I mean, it's awesome. I didn't even realize how long we were out there until I looked at the clock, and I think it was, like a minute 50 left? That's wild. So, I mean, we caught a couple lucky breaks, got a couple penalties that helped us with some first downs, but then we took advantage of it. I wish we would have scored a touchdown, but getting points after a 22-play drive, that's awesome. And it definitely, like what Josh said, I mean, I think that when you're a defense and you're on the field for 22 plays, that's tough. It is. It's tough, and then your offense goes 3 and out, you're winded, and, that's what we're built for, those long drives, and the fact that we could stay on the field for those long drives means a lot about this team.
You already sense them getting tired or fatigued in that second drive?
If I'm tired, I know the defense is tired because, I mean, I feel like I'm in good shape, and if I'm winded, I feel like everyone across me is winded. Because, I mean, I know, like, D-line, they switch out once in a while, but, like, those linebackers, those DBs, they're in there every single play, and they're running across, trying to tackle, trying to come downhill. And we're a physical team, and when you're a physical team going against, and I think the Jaguars were very physical. I think they did a really good job. I really respect their linebackers, their edge guys. But when you're on the field that long, it's tough to be a defense.
George, coming off that Arizona game and then putting these 2 back-to-back, what have you learned about this team, or maybe in what ways is it coming together right now?
We're not turning the ball over. I mean, we sat here after the Arizona game, bear in the building type of stuff. Everyone's trying to solve these problems, and we literally said, like, we got to stop turning the ball over. We got to get a couple turnovers on defense or special teams, and that's all we've done the last 2 weeks. And we're not turning the ball over. We're converting third downs. We're putting our best players in positions to make plays, and they're taking advantage of those opportunities, and they're making those plays. I mean, Debo's looking great. Ayuk looked great today. Thought our tight ends blocked our tails off, and our O-line looked great. And I think Jimmy's still slicing and dicing. So I think our offense is just clicking right now. And Kyle's calling the right plays that he knows that we're going to take advantage of.
This is the kind of game that would be a trap game with a short week and coming across the country and a 10 o'clock body clock game. I mean, do you guys have to kind of warn yourselves against that or talk about it? Or?
I mean, yes and no. Is it a 10 a.m. game for us? Sure. But if you use that as an excuse in the NFL, you're not going to win a lot of games. I mean, Kyle said it from the start. He was like, hey, look, this is a physical team. They won 2 games in their last 4, and I thought they were a good team. We got an early turnover. I think that's what it was, and kind of similar to last week. I mean, we just came out with our foot on the gas. And I think we're a really good offense when we don't turn the ball over and we convert third downs. And that's what good offense is. And that's all we've been doing the last 2 weeks. We've just been playing complementary ball. All 3 phases are playing at a high level. I mean, like, go 22-play drive, and then they go 3 and out, and you have another long drive for a touchdown. It hurts when you're a defensive team like that. And so we gave our defense plenty of break, and I think Fred owes me a little bit for all those plays he got off.
How badly did you guys want Trent Williams?
3 questions, Jennifer. Jeez Louise. How badly did I want Trent to score?
Yes.
Or I really wanted to be triple covered because I was on the back side and I was open. But Jimmy said he was going to throw it no matter what, so I was like, I'll just stay in a block next time, I guess.
Still worked out for you.
I know, but it was awesome. Just the fact that we had it up for Trent. I hope we continue to try to get him a touchdown. I think that he said it was the first time he's ever been eligible before in his entire 12-year career. So I thought that was really cool. And I would love to get him a touchdown. I think we just put him at fullback, run fullback dive.
George, every year it seems that Jimmy gets stronger and stronger as the season goes on. Garoppolo, not Ward. Do you
I think
see-
Jimmy
or
Ward does too.
or-
Yeah, let's go both.
But okay, we'll start with Garoppolo. Do
Okay.
you see that from him, and how much confidence do you just see from him on the field right now?
I mean, I think a lot of the confidence comes from we've been having a lot of really good practices, and I think the guys that Jimmy's throwing the ball to and our run game is we're making it easy on him. Like we're not putting all the pressure in the world on him. Like we're not a team that we don't want to throw the ball 40 times. We want to run the ball. We want to run some play actions, and we want to hit those big shots and move the chains consistently and have those long drives. And Jimmy does a fantastic job of that. He gets us in the right play calls. When we have a bunch of options, like when he has to change the play at the line of scrimmage, he does a great job with that, and he just gets us in the right calls and allows our best players to take advantage of those plays, whether it's a run game, whether it's a pass game. And, I think Jimmy's confidence comes from, hey, when Jimmy throws me a ball and it's contested and I catch a touchdown, or when Ayuk's wide open in the red zone, Debo's running the ball at a high level, and our offense is blocking. That's what gives Jimmy confidence. That's what gives our team confidence. And when Jimmy's rolling, I think we're rolling. I mean, he's a hell of a leader out there, and he really inspires us to play our best ball.
George,
A couple more?
Yes, Eric.
We prefer to be a run-heavy team, and in some ways you just kind of got an elite running back, but you throw Debo back there, and it's like, oh, we've got another very good running back to something to add to something we really want to do. I guess how big a deal is that? I mean, obviously it's been obvious these last two games, but just to be able to throw him back there.
Oh, I mean, you can't say enough about Debo. He hasn't blinked. He hasn't hesitated at all. I mean, we're running power with Debo. I mean, like, that's one of the positions I'm like, hey, George, you want to run the ball? Not really. There's a lot of big guys in there that hit really hard and they land on you and it hurts. And the fact that Debo just does it without blinking, it's awesome. And when he has the mindset of him to run and to score every single time he touches the ball, it really sets the mindset for the entire team. And you just love that and you respect it. I mean, especially like we lost what I think is one of the best running backs in the league, and Raheem, second play of the game. And then, that changes our offense dramatically. I think Elijah's done a great job of coming up, and the fact that he was hurt this game, like we needed someone to step up. And I thought Jeff Wilson, I was really happy to see the steps forward that Trey Sermon took. I mean, as a rookie, it's all about just confidence. He's got to figure it out. And he had a couple really good runs in the 2-minute drill. He had a nice catch that gave us a field goal. That's huge. And I'm excited to see more things from Trey. But when you put Debo back there and you can be out there in 11 personnel, 21 personnel, 12 personnel, and, oh, shoot, it's Debo Samuel at running back, you don't really know what you're going to get, and that's awesome.
George, what was your perspective of the fourth down play where you guys are on the field, the timeout's called, and then Robbie trumps out there? You guys had a 20-play drive.
22.
Actually, it's 20.
Bull. I had 22 pictures. Did you not count the penalties?
Yeah, no, we don't count the penalty.
Okay.
You guys are lame. Screw you guys. I'm not going to answer this question. I'm kidding.
Okay, let's rephrase
That's
that.
called 22.
22-play drive, including 2 penalties.
Thank
that
you.
don't count.
That count. Thank you. Let's
So
just say the time.
What was it like to to invest all that in the first drive against the Rams? You come out of it with 7.
Hmm?
Was there any sense that was there some sense of not being fulfilled by not getting the 7 out of this one?
Yeah, 22 plays and not scoring a touchdown. It hurts a little bit. But the fact that we were out there for, like I said, I didn't know how long we were out there until I sat down on the bench and I looked up and there was a minute 50 left on the clock. And I was like, all right, well, we scored. It is what it is. We got points on the board. And all I knew is that our defense they were very well rested. And when you're an offense and you sit on the bench for 15 minutes, you come out a little rusty or a little, not rusty, but you come out cold. And I knew that our defense was going to take advantage of that when they go 3 and out and then we were allowed to go and do another long drive. I think we had the defense on the heels a little bit. And so, yeah, do I wish we would have scored a touchdown? For sure. But the fact that we got points out of it and our defense responded and held them, I loved all of it.
Thank you, George.
Thanks, guys.
Pretty good. Wow, you did great out
Hey guys, it'll be tough to top that. But
I think last week you made some sort of reference to a skull leaving after a long drive.
Eric was a fan of that one.
This week's drive was even longer. Do you sense that in the defense, especially as the game wears on, that something has happened here? What is it?
Yeah, you get a feel for it. I think it starts with their exhaustion because that many plays on the field in this humidity, it adds up on them. But I don't know. This one felt different than last week. It was more of a grinder type drive. Last week was just running down their throat type of thing. This week was a little different. But yeah, like George was saying before, I wish we would have finished with a touchdown, but it is what it is.
How badly did you want to get Trent Williams a touchdown?
Oh man, I told him I was throwing it to you whether you're triple, quadruple cover, whatever. So I tried. Yeah, it's a tough one though.
Kyle said it's the first time he's called that pass, and Trent Williams has been asking for it for a while.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the catches he made in practice, he had a nice one-hander in practice, so he could do it. So we'll save that one.
Jimmy, this was kind of a typical trap game, short week, cross country, 10 a.m. Did you have to talk about that? Were you wary of this situation? And what does it say about the team that you've had the kind of last 7 days that you have after that bad Arizona loss?
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, it was definitely talked about. Just the time changes. It's tougher than people think. You know, just getting up in the morning, earlier than you're used to, getting your mind going and everything, your body. So it was tough, but I think guys responded well. There was some good energy in the locker room this morning, and that's always a good sign.
What do you think about just the way this team has responded after a really bad loss against Arizona?
I think it's good. I think these past 14 days have, I don't want to say changed our team, but it's definitely we're moving in the right direction now, I'll say. And so we just got to keep going. It's there's a lot of football left to be played. Minnesota's going to be a good challenge for us this week coming up, and we got to get ready for them.
You said there was some good energy in the locker room. Is that something you monitor, you're kind of curious about in this exact kind of scenario?
Sort of. I mean, we've had other East Coast trips where it's just I don't want to call it dead, but it's different in the locker room. You know, guys aren't as excited and everything, but it was I don't know, the mojo was going this morning. Guys were feeling it. Guys were feeling good, and it's always a good sign when that's happening.
Jimmy, at least like metaphorically speaking, you guys were getting bullied, during the first half of the season.
I thought you meant today. I was like,
dude. Yeah, I mean, they got a sack on you, and you're doing incompletions. But I mean, these last two games, like you guys, 40-plus runs each time, and just at least you look at the stats and you look at the game, it's just like you're manhandling, two teams. I mean, you talk about offensive identity, but I mean, just does it feel like you guys have your swagger and like, okay, we're the big bad 49ers again?
I think it's just guys are winning one-on-one matchups, and when you could do that consistently like we are, and we've had, we've got good players on this team, obviously. I think that goes without saying, but when you could all 11 across the board be winning one-on-one matchups, it kind of sets the tone for everything. Playing man-to-man against us is tough. Up front, our O-line, they're doing as good of a job as I've ever seen. I love those guys, and they just battle every week. So when you could do that stuff and set the tone in that way, and then the defense just getting turnovers, doing what they do, it adds up on a team, and it makes for a long day.
Two more. What did you think? Kyle called you guys back and said, let's kick that field goal in the first drive.
Little surprised, not gonna lie. But I mean that's his decision. So whatever he decides, we're good with. I think we've shown that on fourth down we come through most of the time. So it's just a feel thing. Whatever he's feeling, I'm good with, and we'll make it work.
Jimmy, 10,000 career passing yards. Were you thinking about it? Did it cross your mind? And does it feel like you got 10,000 career passing yards?
I honestly had no idea until you just said that. That's pretty cool.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. That's cool. I didn't even know that. I don't know what to say.
All right, thank you, Jimmy.
All right. Thanks, guys.
What's it like for you, Nick, just the entire defense when you're basically spectators for the entire first quarter?
It was a little weird. We had like 3 plays in the first quarter, but we were kind of frustrated as a D-line. We were like, we want to get part of this game, and then Tap told us, this is how you win, and we were like, all right.
So it took a lot of convincing to
Yeah, I mean,
see the big picture.
we'll take this anytime.
How do you feel the defense has been playing ever since, and not a very good game in Arizona, against Arizona?
I think it's been obviously a lot better. Starting fast, getting going, and taking advantage of our opportunities as with turnovers and as a D-line for sure. And the guys behind us are covering really well.
Is there any reason you can pinpoint for the difference? Is it just that game kind of slapped you guys in the head?
We've definitely had a lot of rough bounces, like turnover-wise. Like we've been getting after the ball all year, and it's things like that. When we get the ball on the ops we create, it kind of flips the momentum of the game. And those big plays that happen throughout the game, sometimes when they don't go your way, it kind of snowballs. But I mean, you'll have to ask D'Amico on the exact reason, because I just rush the passer and I don't look too much behind me. But I know when we're getting there, it's because they're covering behind us.
On that topic, you're at 10 sacks now, which is obviously a new career high for you with 7 to go. Where are you individually, just in terms of your development and maybe where you'd like to be, or where you are relative to where you'd like to be as a player right now?
I think I've definitely improved a lot. I think I'm starting to get the hang of just how to really get sacks, get numbers. My rookie year, I was just out there rushing, trying to win every time, and it worked well. But now I'm really getting the hang of how the sack leaders in the league do it, and they go out there with a plan and know when their opportunities are going to come, and they're ready for it. A game like this, I thought my ops were over, and then I get 2. So just staying in the game and just playing mind games with the guys you're going against.
Before the season, you were talking about being a little bit lighter, a little bit quicker. I mean, have you felt that play out over these first 10 games? Do you see that happening on the field?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm moving better than I ever have, which coming off an injury is great to be able to get to this point, and it's a credit to our training that we do back home and all the work that me and my brother put in the off season, and it's paying off.
Since you're, if I'm not in the front row, I'm going to ask you this. But with that second sack, I mean, as a pass rusher, do you know, all right, I could get a cheapie here because.
Not on that one. I've never gotten one like that.
Okay.
So, but we always watch them in the film room, and we're like, oh man, that's BS. Come on. And I think, I don't know. Did you tell me, Fred?
What's that?
That it was a sack?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the one on the sideline.
Yeah. He told me, and I was like,
that's a sack.
oh, yes. I thought I had late hitted him because I was just running. I didn't know where the sideline was, and paid off.
So that was a BS sack.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
When you say you felt like your ops were up, explain that. Just the way the
I just thought we were probably going to get taken out of the game. That last drive where Arden got one, I was like, all right, we have a big lead. Kyle might pull us soon, but it's the NFL, and we got to go end it. So all it takes is one drive. So got to be ready.
All right, appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
Fred, how alert, how wary do you have to be when you know that Josh Norman is coming up on the guy with the ball that, that could be a football on the ground soon?
Yeah, any play. He's been doing that all season. It's crazy to watch, I mean, in that play, I was just running to the ball, and I didn't know what happened. That ball comes out, and then you just automatically think, oh, Josh must he must have been around somewhere. Aziz thought he had it, so he was a little sad when he found out he didn't get it. But, man, Josh has been amazing doing that this year.
In your own mind, you're even thinking there was a fumble, it must have been Josh?
That was my first thought, yeah. I mean, that's just how it be. When he's getting them out he gets them out so easily, and especially out there on the perimeter, that's where he's like coming outside in and just got that knack for it.
What's it like as a defender sitting on the bench for the first 13 minutes of a game?
It's outstanding. Got to stay warm, right? But, I mean, the offense did an outstanding job starting that game. I just remember looking up and seeing the clock wind down to about 3 or 2 minutes, and I'm like, wow, they're really out there the whole first quarter. They did an outstanding job taking that ball all the way down the field.
Is there a point where it feels like this really has been a long time? Like, does it kick into you? Because, usually 5-6 minutes at most or whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean, if for sure you could feel it, just the fact that they were picking up those first downs, running the ball, getting those plays that they needed. And like I said, like that's great for us. We're on that sideline just waiting for our turn, but I mean, they did a heck of a job.
Do you or any of your teammates pick Josh's brain on how he goes about that punch? I mean, it seems like such a basic thing, but obviously if it was easy, everybody would be good at it.
Right. I mean, it's just a knack for it, I had it on my mind today. I tried to swing at a couple, and they just didn't come. But with him, I think the the good thing for him is coming outside in. Sometimes those ball carriers, they always carry the ball on that outside arm, so he's coming outside in. It's just the perfect spot. But I mean, like I said, or like you said, if it were just easy, that everybody would be doing it. He's got a knack for it, and he's constantly going after it, has it on his mind, and is outstanding at it.
The defense has really come alive the last 2 games after a pretty bad showing against Arizona. What do you attribute that to?
I think I attribute it to just everybody kind of locking in, coming together, playing for one another. The mentality on defense is to get that's been the mentality all season is to get the ball back for the offense, and that's happened obviously these past 2 weeks. I think that's one of the biggest differences why you see, us dominating teams is when we're winning that turnover battle. That's always a plus. So I think just playing for one another, just playing hard, and eliminating explosives is what has helped us.
Frank, the manner in which you won these 2 games with the 40-plus runs and 10 points for the opponent and Jimmy playing efficiently, I mean, does it feel like you've got your swagger back and you're like the big bad Niners?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just coming together right at the right time when we're getting to that back half of the season and we're getting hot. I think that's just who we are, though. I think that all along we've been trying to find that identity, trying to find ourselves, and it's starting to show through.
All right, appreciate it.
Cool. Yep.
We're gonna do these 2 together, if that's all right. We do.
Since you guys are together, Diva, can you talk to us about what you saw from Brandon today in his game, and then Brandon did the same for Diva?
I think it all turned around for Brandon. As he said, like in the media, I think 3 weeks ago when him and Kyle had that talk, you can just see a different type of BA. Not afraid of nothing, just got his confidence back, and just go out there and ball out on Sundays, and it happens day in and day out all week long.
We saw the running back Devo this week, I guess you could say. Got some touch. It looked natural as a running back, but yeah, we just saw Devo. Right? That's what we're used to that by now.
Devo, how do you like being a running back?
I mean, I don't got nothing against it. Whichever way to get the ball in my hands, I'm all for it. But kind of natural back there, honestly, not gonna lie.
Hey, Devo, George Kittle was saying that he's been talking about playing running back, but he doesn't want to go in there and get hit by all those big dudes, and you don't have any issue with that. Is part of it for you, too, just the idea that they can't stop you from getting the ball if you're playing running back?
I mean, honestly, if I'm in the backfield, I'm really looking to bounce it. But if I can't bounce it, I mean, I got to stick my nose in there. But but yeah, I mean, it's just kind of natural. You just got the body to be a running back. But like I told one of the coaches, I said, don't get too many ideas just to transfer my position.
Was that today?
Yeah.
How badly do you guys want to see Trent Williams get a touchdown?
He really he came to us at practice early in the week. He said, I'm about to start doing receiver individual. I was like, bro, you don't come over here and waste your time.
Brandon, how's your chemistry with Jimmy kind of progressed as the season has gone on?
A lot. I think just talking with him and all the quarterbacks really, but just getting a feel for what they're looking for from us in every route and just throughout the course of the game. So just I think we have good chemistry, but just continue to build on that.
And I mean, the fact that he's looking for you on some of those third downs, including the touchdown, what does that mean to you?
I mean, that's huge. That's big. We know third downs. Those are big for us. Trying to stay on the field. So for him looking for me on third down, I think that and converting, I think it just gives us both a lot of confidence.
That's good. Cool.
Thank you. Great. Thank you. One more.
Trent, in the history of uncalled pass interferences,
That was bad, right? Come on, man. I don't know why coach ain't challenged that or something, man. That's crazy. I know that wasn't legal.
Can you walk us through the play with what you saw?
Man, it was such a blur. But once I seen Jimmy throw it, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is my time now. I got to go up and get this. As soon as I left the ground, man, I got blasted. I don't know who hit me. I felt like it was like 10 people right there. But it's definitely way harder than it looked, for sure. I got different respect for receivers now.
Is it true that's the first time you've been eligible?
That's first time.
In your whole career?
Whole career.
What about college?
No. Yeah, first time.
Pop Warner?
Never. Never.
Kyle said you've been asking for him to call that play since the day you met him.
Yeah, I was about to say for at least 12 years now. Since, yeah. You know, it took a little minute. We finally got it in, though. You know.
What was practice like? Were you bringing in some TDs?
Oh, yeah, I was wide freaking open in practice, so, you know, I definitely didn't expect to be double covered. But it is what it is. They get paid, too.
Well, they announced it. I mean, we all knew that it was coming your way
Mhm.
in the press box. So, I mean, did you sense that the Jaguars were saying, okay, watch 71, he's going to go up first?
You know, yeah, when I reported eligible, I heard the whole defense yelling, we got double team 71. We know. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. I don't know. I don't think I sold it long enough. I think I was a little bit too excited to leak out, so I got to stick in there a little bit, maybe open it up.
And Jimmy said he told you in the huddle that it's going to you no matter what.
Oh, yeah. You know I'm protecting, man. I got my quarterback trust. You know, it's either completion or incompletion. You know? So yeah, I was either going to catch it or I was going to knock it down. You know what I'm saying? So.
Trent, you guys started with another really long drive. How was that drive for you, picked to be on the field for that long? And is it the kind of thing that just sucks the soul out of the opposition?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's tough on them. It's very tough on us, too. You know, playing for a whole quarter straight, not leaving the field is you know, it's not for the faint of heart. Trust me. I mean, we was all blowed after that, only to get 3 points, which sucks. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about just sending a message at the beginning of the game, first drive, to be able to walk the ball methodically down the field. And I think where we started from, yeah, like it was, you know. So I feel like even though it didn't end how we wanted it to, I think it did send the message we wanted it to.
Trent, I mean, that Cardinals game, it was like, I mean, not literally, but you guys were like shoved around, like pushed around, you know, bullied. And these last two games, it seems.
Hold on, what?
Well, I'm sorry, again.
I ain't got, no, I'm
But I mean, these last two games, it's just like, it's the exact opposite. You've just, whatever the term is, imposed your will on the opponent and just, you know, run it 40 times and hammered them. Is that giving you guys swagger back and like, you know, we're back in some ways?
No, I don't think it's that. I think we just finally start clicking. You know, I think the Cardinals game, we moved the ball pretty good. We just had turnovers. And, you know, this game, last game, we didn't have as many turnovers. So I think, you know, it all worked out for us. But, no, I don't feel like it just some light clicked on. And then that's what we want to do every game. And, you know, sometimes they make a good play, we make mistakes, and it don't go our way. But that's how we always want to, you know, play a game like that.
George said,
Last one.
I guess George basically said that. He said everyone was trying to make it so complicated and that everyone was saying, like, don't turn the ball over. It's not that hard, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to not turn the ball over, but the answer is not that hard.
Yeah, the answer is definitely not that hard. Anytime I think you look at the history of NFL, or even this year, I mean, when you lose a turnover battle, I think you know, about 90% of those games end in losses. So that's the one thing we had to fix, and they had 2 good games with, you know, pretty good luck in their margins. That's what we got to keep going.
Thank you, Trent.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys.